This prison security is carried out by Venezuela's National Guard, a military unit. We've not seen this at a prison before. We've been stopped from entering here for days. The prison service granted Sky News unprecedented access to its prison system, but the local authorities insist no access will be granted here despite orders from on high. Eventually they said they'd change their minds and would let us in. Very soon it became clear to us it wasn't their decision to make. Here it is the prisoners who are in charge. This is like no prison I've ever seen before. It's more like a town surrounded by a wall. The prisoners watch on as we're walked through the corridors surrounded by police. It feels like a poor village. They have run-down cafes, fast food takeaways, but it's all completely dilapidated. There are no lights in the darkened accommodation areas. The prisoners hang out in the corridors, and we're told it's a no-go area for us. The prisoners won't allow it. We have 30 minutes and no questions. We've been told about the deal between the prison guards and the prisoners is that they basically leave each other alone and everything stays cool. If the prisoners misbehave, then the water, the electricity and the food and family visits go. But if the prisoners get angrier and angrier, then their way of fighting back is to set the prison on fire. So there's a really tense truce the whole time. We're joined throughout by a group of men. The man with the bright yellow trainers, we're told, is the prison boss. He runs everything. He and his own guards are all carrying weapons. They're tucked into their shorts. The boss takes $1 a week from the inmates. There are 5,500 prisoners here. The boss is clearing $5,500 every week. Inside they have weapons, alcohol, drugs and women. This is a prison out of control. Venezuela's prison infrastructure and its legal system are crumbling, and this prison is falling apart. This is how the government wants its prisons to look, and they want them to be called education centres. Across the country, inmates are forced onto parade grounds where they cite revolutionary slogans of support for Hugo Chavez, the former president. It's certainly a form of brainwashing, but these prisons are ruthlessly controlled as well. Inmates spend long periods of time locked up on their prison wings. It did look clean and orderly, but prisoners whispered to us that it had been cleaned up for our arrival. They said the prison regime was brutal and that they were starving, hardly fed at all. Showing me her new surveillance system, donated by China, the prison minister said she was proud of her reforms.
No solamente la atención para que las personas tengan un ciclo de transformación y convertirlos en hombres y mujeres nuevos útiles a la patria, sino también incorporar el elemento tecnológico para mantener el control de las cárceles.
As we watched families visiting the prison wait for the food they bring to the inmates to be checked, it's clear to us that this is a system for show, not one that functions properly. Without this food, the prisoners starve to death. And in a country where ordinary people are starving and live in poverty, where hospitals have no medicine and virtually nothing works, the prison reforms and the prisons we were shown either illustrate a government with an odd, perverse set of priorities, or it's another revolutionary myth. Stuart Ramsay, Sky News, Valencia, Venezuela.